If you've been following Claressa Shields, you've probably noticed that the headlines refuse to slow down. Just when it seems the conversation is finally fading, another wave of online claims pulls her name right back into the spotlight. This latest chapter has sparked fresh debate across social media, with supporters, critics, and content creators all trying to piece together what may have happened behind the scenes. Before diving in, it's important to remember one thing: much of what we're discussing comes from public posts, online commentary, and unverified claims, not confirmed court findings. Until reliable evidence says otherwise, every allegation should be treated with caution. The newest discussion began after rumors surfaced suggesting that more than one legal dispute connected to Claressa Shields may have quietly reached a private resolution. Online conversations linked those reports to Alicia Baumgardner and Maserati Bud, immediately raising even more questions than answers. At the same time, another mystery lingered in the background. What became of the rumored legal conflict involving Frank-Han Cruz-Dezern? Did that situation ever move forward, or did it end privately without attracting public attention? As of now, there has been no clear explanation, leaving plenty of room for speculation. Things became even more confusing when a verified account belonging to Jesse Pearson posted comments claiming that Maserati Bud had also been successful in a legal dispute involving Claressa Shields. That surprised many observers because there had been little public discussion suggesting such a lawsuit even existed. The case most people remembered involved Claressa Shields publicly discussing potential legal action against 50 Cent during interviews. Yet previous reports shared by Geisha 305 stated that representatives connected to 50 Cent claimed they never received either a lawsuit or a cease and desist notice. Those conflicting stories only fueled additional debate online. That contradiction has left many observers asking difficult questions. If a legal dispute involving Maserati Bud actually took place, when was it filed, and what exactly was it about? Some have wondered whether it may have been connected to public accusations that circulated on social media. If those statements eventually became part of a legal matter, the situation could have carried consequences far beyond online arguments. But without official records confirming those details, every theory remains exactly that, a theory. The controversy surrounding Alicia Baumgardner, however, is what truly pushed this story into overdrive. Many fans still remember the heated confrontation during the Netflix MMA and MVP promotions event, where emotions reportedly escalated before security stepped in. Witness accounts claimed that tensions between Claressa Shields and Alicia Baumgardner reached a boiling point, with allegations that Claressa Shields slapped Alicia Baumgardner during the incident. Whether every detail unfolded exactly that way remains disputed, but the story quickly spread across social media, generating livestream reactions, memes, and non-stop public debate. As criticism intensified, Claressa Shields defended herself publicly, saying she would not tolerate disrespect or comments about her personal relationship. Critics responded by pointing to the controversy surrounding that relationship, arguing it added even more fuel to an already growing backlash. Online petitions appeared, calls to boycott her gained momentum, and discussions about accountability spread across multiple platforms. Soon afterward, MVP Promotions announced that Claressa Shields would no longer participate in future MVP-related events. Around the same time, Alicia Baumgardner released a statement saying she intended to handle the situation through the appropriate channels, though she did not publicly explain what that process would involve. At that stage, no one knew what would happen next. Would Alicia Baumgardner file a police report, pursue civil action, negotiate privately, or simply move on? Those questions remained unanswered, and despite countless online theories, very little was confirmed. As of now, much of this story continues to rely on public claims, speculation, and ongoing discussion rather than verified legal findings. Just when the controversy seemed ready to cool off, another round of online claims reignited the conversation. A post shared by Jesse Pearson quickly grabbed attention after suggesting that Alicia Baumgardner had quietly reached a legal settlement involving Claressa Shields. The message was filled with celebratory emojis and a confident caption implying that the outcome had finally gone in Alicia Baumgardner's favor. It also hinted that additional confirmation was still being gathered before the full story could be revealed, leaving followers eager for. The speculation didn't stop there. According to the same online discussion, unnamed sources allegedly claimed that Alicia Baumgardner was unable to speak publicly because of private agreements connected to the matter. Whether those updates were coming directly from Alicia Baumgardner or from someone close to her remained unclear. Without official confirmation, the rumors spread rapidly, with every new post creating even more curiosity than the last. Soon afterward, another comment appeared repeating the same claim, that Alicia Baumgardner had won. Once again, the post relied on celebratory symbols rather than evidence, prompting many viewers to wonder whether it was hinting at a significant financial settlement. Some interpreted the emojis as clues pointing toward a major payout, while others argued they meant nothing at all. At that stage, there were still no publicly available documents confirming that any settlement had actually taken place. Not everyone accepted the story at face value. Several people searched public court records and reported that they could not find filings or official announcements involving Alicia Baumgardner and Claressa Shields matching the online claims. In response, Jesse Pearson suggested that many of the skeptical replies were coming from anonymous accounts allegedly connected to Claressa Shields, though no evidence was presented to support that accusation. She later stated that she had blocked one of those accounts after watching one of Alicia Baumgardner's livestreams and hinted that confidential contracts were preventing people from discussing the situation openly. That single comment added another layer of mystery. If confidential agreements really existed, they could explain why so little verified information had become public. But without independent confirmation, those suggestions remain speculation rather than established fact. For now, every claim surrounding the reported settlement should be viewed as unverified. Even so, the rumors have fueled another debate. Some critics believe that if the reported legal outcomes involving Maserati Bud and Alicia Baumgardner were ever confirmed, they could help explain some of Claressa Shields' recent career decisions. Others have pointed to her return to Zeus programming and her appearance on an event featuring several Zeus personalities alongside Ray J, arguing that the timing has sparked fresh questions. Whether those decisions were influenced by financial considerations or were simply ordinary career choices remains unknown. Ultimately, one question continues to dominate the discussion. If years of headlines, public criticism, and alleged legal disputes all trace back to the same ongoing controversy, was the personal and professional cost ever worth it? That lingering question is one reason many people continue referencing earlier comments from Remy, arguing that the overall story still leaves too many unanswered questions. No matter which side people support, one thing has become impossible to ignore: Claressa Shields remains at the center of an online debate that refuses to fade. Every new headline seems to revive old arguments, and every social media post generates another wave of reactions. The controversy has grown far beyond a single incident, evolving into a much larger discussion about public image, accountability, and the lasting impact of high-profile disputes. For many critics, the focus extends well beyond the reported confrontation involving Alicia Baumgardner. They point to everything that allegedly followed, including live streams, repeated public statements, and online exchanges that kept the disagreement alive long after the event itself. Some also claim that attempts were made to connect Alicia Baumgardner's name with other public figures, including Adrian Broner and Des Bryant, accusations that critics argue intensified the controversy. Those claims remain part of ongoing public discussion and have not been independently established as fact. According to many observers, the controversy grew because the disagreement was no longer limited to one moment. Instead, every new interview, livestream, or social media exchange appeared to add another layer to an already complicated story. Supporters and critics interpreted those events very differently, but both sides agreed on one point: the situation continued attracting attention long after it first made headlines. Some commentators believe the conflict can be traced back to comments Alicia Baumgardner made years earlier regarding Claressa Shields' personal relationship. Critics argue that the public response escalated from there, eventually becoming much larger than the original disagreement. Whether those reactions were justified remains a matter of opinion, but many continue asking whether the overall cost outweighed the original dispute. Throughout the debate, many people noted that Claressa Shields continued competing professionally, with no public action affecting her boxing license. At the same time, numerous critics argued that their concern was never about removing her from the sport. Instead, they maintained that if any allegations surrounding the incident were ultimately proven, they simply wanted appropriate accountability through the proper process. That perspective has fueled additional speculation about recent developments. Some online commentators now interpret Claressa Shields' public appearances and career decisions differently than they did before. Others have even pointed to changes in her social media presence, suggesting that the luxury lifestyle once frequently displayed appears less visible today. Whether those observations have any connection to the ongoing controversy or are merely ordinary changes over time, cannot be confirmed. Another theory circulating online is that if any reported private settlements actually exist, financial obligations could potentially explain some of those perceived changes. However, there is no verified evidence publicly confirming that such settlements occurred or that they influenced her finances. As a result, these claims remain speculation rather than established fact. Ultimately, one question continues to dominate the conversation. Was the personal and professional fallout surrounding this highly public relationship worth the consequences that followed? Critics often point to the relationship itself, arguing that it generated constant headlines while raising questions about commitment and public perception. Those opinions have contributed to ongoing debate over whether the controversy has affected Claressa Shields' reputation, business opportunities, and long-term brand. Even today, discussions continue about whether the cumulative impact of these public disputes could shape the next chapter of her career.